They burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the Philadelphia Eagles. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. They'll run for the first time with Raheem Mostert. Room here to run. And he goes out of bounds just shy of the 45. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Well, there you go. This offense off to a strong start this afternoon.
Yeah, with a big run and a first down. That's putting what you practice into play. That's excellent execution to get things started.
One. Don't get nervous. Two.
On first down, they go with Mostert again. It was Josh Sweat who got him down on the defensive side.
No doubt about it. A really nice job there by the defense, not allowing him to get to the perimeter. But that means your defensive ends, your outside linebackers, the guys that you pay big money to sack the quarterback, they also have to have interest in the running game as well. And they did a nice job there of holding the point of attack and not giving ground.
Got a man that's caught at the 6-yard line. And he takes it down deep into enemy territory. Mostert is going to go backwards. He'll lose yardage back to the 5. It's a loss of a yard there, and now second down.
It looks like they quit hitting the snooze button on their alarm there. Finally a sign of life from this defense. They've been fairly passive on this opening drive. Now able to stand up on first and goal, and they sent that play backwards.
One more time with Mostert. Give them a loss of 6 yards, and it brings up third down.
The short field shrinks even more with the type of bodies they brought in on that play. Those extra tight ends, they weren't able to secure their blocks, and that one ended up going backwards.
Can this defense get the stop on the opening drive? Here's third and goal. They'll run with Mostert, and he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. Call it 6, maybe 7, but now they're left with fourth down and goal. Gano's kick is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
At their own 29-yard line.
They go play action now. Wilson. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll just get rid of it. Well, you know, this club, there were some reports earlier in the week, and most have heard this by now, the so-called unnamed sources that were saying all is not rosy in that locker room. There's whispers that 1 or 2 guys, CD, have kind of had enough of how things are going and have been going. How would you handle that as a coach?
Well, you and I both know other coaches that we've dealt with and come in contact with. They'd love to get their hands on those unnamed sources, wouldn't they? But they know that that's not possible. So I think they've got to go in there and make sure that this isn't a distraction. They also know that once the grumbling starts, it becomes a slippery slope, and it's hard to stop the fall. But I think you need to sit some guys down and say, hey, look, we're still hoping to be a playoff team this year. We need you guys to be bought in with what we're doing. Come on, let's get on board.
They will run for the first time with Miles Sanders. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. From just shy of midfield, Wilson. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes.
I spent a lot of extra time preparing for this game watching this offensive line because they gave up 5 sacks last week in their loss. They just gave up another one now. They don't seem to be working together as a cohesive unit. Right? 4 guys might have it right, but the 5th guy is giving something up. They've got to find a way to all get on the same page.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. They'll roll him out right. He finds his man complete. It's Warner. And they'll get this across midfield, but not nearly close to a first down as he stopped at the 48. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. The Eagles send out their punter now. Back deep, Jakeem Grant. And just a single punt for him in the loss last week as he sends this one away. And there's a work of art right there. Out of bounds at the 2-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. They'll start on the ground with Mostert. And he'll get this only up to about the 3-yard line. Milton Williams there on the tackle.
Well, not a game that you're going to go crazy about, but when you start at your own 2-yard line, any type of space is good for the offensive guys.
Yeah, you just can't go backwards from here. They did it. Now we'll see if they can keep it on schedule here on 2nd down. 2nd down, here's Mostert again. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 5-yard line. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
Let's go, defense. Hey, man up, deep. Man up, deep.
So the offense a little antsy. The flag comes out, and a 5-yard penalty. And this offense back to needing 10 yards after the false start. 3rd and 10.
Come get some. Come out here. Come get some. Lead at 48.
They'll run the draw with Mostert. And he's going to lose yardage back to his own 1-yard line. A loss of a yard, and it brings up 4th.
When a draw works, it can be a thing of beauty. But when it doesn't, oh, it can be ugly. And in this case, loss of yardage ugly.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. Now a fair catch called for and taken here, and that'll set up his guys in great field position. Officially, that'll be marked down as just a 28-yard punt. And the Eagles will have great starting field position here as they take over. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Throwing is Wilson. He'll get that complete to Alberto. And they're able to get this one past the 30 to the 25-yard line. It's a gain of 13 and a first down for Philadelphia. A give running left. It's Sanders. As Sanders has it poked free.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get him home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. 2nd and short now following the fumble. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. To throw is Wilson. Throw right side, caught by Goddard, the tight end. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Nice rhythm throw there on first down. He located his tight end, made it a nice easy pitch and catch.
Hoping he can break a tackle or two. Wasn't able to do that there, but still good yardage. On second down, it's Burke. And he's going to be brought down on what will be the final play of this first quarter. 3-0 after 1 on EA Sports. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. And he's in. Touchdown, Eagles. A great effort there with his first career NFL touchdown. And the Eagles have taken the lead. So with the missed PAT in his rearview mirror, he goes back out to kick this one off. Jakeem Grant now to return. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory.
Rush coming, and he's taken down. It looked like they were trying to get him outside there, but this defense had different plans.
Yeah, they really had an outside-in kind of a pass rush. It's almost like when you're covering a punt, you can't let him get to the outside and get to the sideline. You force him to stay in the middle of the field, and they did exactly that and made the play.
Throwing on second and long. Cousins, throw left side, complete. That's more.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Cousins to throw for it on fourth. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Eagles are going to take over in great field position. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he sneaks his way forward only for a couple here. Second down. Not a whole lot there. The defense was ready, it looked, for that run-pass option.
You get the sense that next time he has that opportunity, he may keep it himself and get to the perimeter. Probably owes his back a little bit of an apology on that one, huh?
The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Now a give, right side. Burke. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. A yard in the wrong direction makes 3rd down tougher. 3rd down and 9. And that's going to be caught. It's Rico Gafford. And he is out of bounds right around the 10-yard line. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
And remember, this drive started off following the turnover. And they've taken no time working their way down the short field. A nice connection there, and now they're looking at a 1st and goal.
So not quite a 1st and goal. It's 1st and 10 from the 10. Hands it off out of the gun. And he's going to pull his way down to about the 1-yard line. Give him 9 yards on the carry there. A good run. And now 2nd and goal. And they'll run again. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Philadelphia. A great play there. With 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. This time, the extra point up and good. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. Pulls it in at the 13. And his guys will get the football right at the 20-yard line.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time this unit was out here, costly turnover, and then that turned into 6 points. They've got to make amends.
And how many times have we sat in meetings with coaches and they use the term complementary football? Offense take care of the defense, defense take care of the offense. That didn't happen on the last possession. This is a chance for them to pick themselves back up and help their team.
Yeah, we'll see if they can recoup and recover.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down.
On 2nd and 10, Cousins going deep downfield for Ross. He rifles one that's intercepted. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And the Eagles are going to take over here up near the 40. It's almost like you can see the look of frustration on his face. 4 interceptions last week. We talked about it all week. What did he do wrong? And another one here in the first half.
And you can understand the frustration. You actually feel his pain a little bit. But the worst thing he can do is what you're seeing right now, showing the other team that he's frustrated. All they're going to do is double their efforts.
Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Levante David coming in hard there on the blitz, and he gets him 7 yards behind the line of scrimmage. A hole to dig out of here, 2nd and 17. Another try after the first down sack. Wilson. He finds his man, complete. It's Warner. They get 16 out of that one, but they'll still need to convert on 3rd. That's the number 2 receiver in the NFL in terms of yardage, and tell you what, a few more plays like that, he won't be number 2 for long.
Well, that's what often happens when you have competitors running around the field. These guys know where they stand in relationship to yardage, totals, numbers, the whole deal. And let's face it, all of them, they all want to be number 1.
And he's going to have a first down as he's brought down at the 44-yard line. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains. Play action. It's Wilson. Wilson hit. It's loose. It's out. Fumble. And the Giants have it. It's picked up. And they will set up shop at their own 46-yard line. Some guys just have a knack for creating turnovers. He's got a little bit of that going. He forced a fumble last week, another one there.
And it just drives teams crazy because they realize that certain guys, as you said, have that knack, and they're trying to keep them away from the action, away from the ball. But the best ones have that overwhelming desire, that overwhelming need to get to the football and make it happen, and that he does.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7. Off the play fake, Cousins. And the pressure too much that time as Cousins goes down. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Cousins with work to do after the sack as he brings his guys up on a 3rd and long. They go play action. Cousins. Under pressure, they got him again. The Eagles going to take the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And a nice job here to down this one right on the 5-yard line.
That punt was near perfection as it checked up inside the 5-yard line. You never know where these things are going to go, do you?
No, what was it? You got a John Heisman quote about that, right?
Yeah, he said the football is roughly a prolate spheroid, which means it's going to bounce funny, and you never know where it's going to end up.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. Now Wilson on first down. Throwing the out route incomplete. That's Burke. And they'll get him down up past the 15-yard line. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. They go play action with Wilson. Airing it out deep for Smith. And it looked like he got the feet down, did he? Yes, it's a catch.
Able to hit on a big play right there in the 2-minute drill. Now they've got a chance to use all the remaining clock and build on their lead right before halftime.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
57 to Mike. 57 to Mike. Get away.
Off the play fake. Here's Wilson. And a quick throw here. That's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. The slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
Wilson will throw again. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Warner. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. The Eagle passing game looking good on this drive. It's a 1st down. Shotgun snap, and then the give to Sanders. Just a yard on the 1st down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. Now another timeout called for by the offense as they stop it here with just under 40 ticks to go in this 1st half. The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Wilson. And it's caught and stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. They'll try to run with Sanders, and he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down, so let's see what this is about. A terrible spot for a holding call as they'll try again, but now from further back on 1st and goal. Wilson. And they're going to get him. They bring him down to the sack back at the 16-yard line. Now whistles and a timeout with 3 seconds left in the 1st half. This one out to the right. That's a bad miss. No good. So we've reached halftime here, and it's our visitors, the Eagles, leading this one. As we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thanks very much. Fine work as always as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. Forecast calling for more of the same. The rain set to continue as we are underway in the 2nd half. Pulls it in at the 13. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the 2nd half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more because I thought in the 1st half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
Well, that didn't take long. One play, and we're already looking at a 1st and goal situation. Here's a fast release by Wilson out to the flat. Touchdown, Eagles! A great effort there. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Eagles come right out of the locker room and score here in the opening minute of the 3rd quarter. The point after through the raindrops, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they're coming off a 3-and-out, my friend.
I think they've got to look at that play sheet.
Looking for Perriman, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 40. And the return here will go to the 31-yard line. This defense, Charles, coming up with another interception. They have really done an excellent job of locking up these receivers.
Yeah, they're really on fire. They are actually doing what they talk about all the time, which is plastering to receivers when they're in their zones. They didn't give up a touchdown the first half. Haven't done so here in this half either. Blanketed the field going all the way back to the opening drive, and they come up with a pick right there.
And a really good show of force there as he gets through for 4 tough yards. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Heck of a broken tackle, but only able to work this down near the 23. 3 yards is half of what they needed. Now can they get the other 3 here on third down? Play action. Now Wilson. Oh, and a bad throw there. It's intercepted. Picked by Tarvarius Moore. And now off to the races down the right side. And he will bring it back. It's a pick-6 and a Giants touchdown.
I think this is where you have to have the term situational football in your head, because this game is pretty much in the palm of your hand, and the one thing you can't afford to do, turn the ball over. Now you've given the patient a little bit of a heartbeat, haven't you? And now they're feeling it, and they're back in this game.
Yeah, still a little bit of a lead, but that makes things more interesting. We're still just in the third quarter here. Pulls it in at the 13. Now a hit and a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Khalil Mack, make that now 8 sacks for him on the season. Boy, that's tough, Charles. First play of the drive, you're hoping to stay ahead of schedule. You take that huge sack, and now you're facing second and a mile.
And the entire time, you were probably thinking the same thing I was. Either get rid of the ball safely, of course, or go down. The yardage he gave up on that play, that's going to be tough for them to make up.
And this throw incomplete. The defender all over him that time, but it's going to lead to third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Third and long, it's Wilson. And that will be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they got to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And it'll be Giant football, 1st and 10. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And last time, 1-play interceptions. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, you get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Cousins getting this out to the flat. Mostert. Still going. And able to rip off a big chunk of yardage before being dropped inside the 40. 25 yards there on the catch and run. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 39-yard line. They run out of the shotgun with Mostert. And boy, this defense again really making things tough on him as they stop him for no gain.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the 3rd quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense.
And the 3rd interception thrown by Cousins. Picked off near the 29. And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he takes this one back into the end zone. And the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. Elliott now to add the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game as the lead moves to 17. So they throw the pick-6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following the pick-6, and they had decent field position in throwing that pick-6. We'll see how they attack this drive.
And I think all you say to your guy is, listen, let's just take care of the football a little bit better. Make some better decisions on this drive, and they'll probably help him a little bit with maybe some really high percentage throws early to let him get settled back in.
But they told us they've got confidence. That's not a problem.
Yeah, not a problem at all. They just want to make sure they get things settled down a little bit for their offense and give their defense a little bit of a chance to rest.
3rd quarter from MetLife Stadium. Here's a 2nd and 10. Now Cousins. He's going to air one out. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. And the Eagles are going to have the football here at their own 35-yard line. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're out in front. Last time they had to punt it away. We'll see if they can add to their lead now.
They don't want to go out and punt it away again. This team now wants to get a cushion, put people away. They want to run their offense and have it end up in the end zone.
3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be 2nd down.
At the 38-yard line.
Ready. And Lobo. Bring it. Slam. 64. Weak. Let's go.
Now Wilson. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, we always talk about how you've got to be quick when you go through your progressions, and here's another prime example. Trying to look downfield, he was standing in the pocket, but just couldn't find anyone open, could he?
No, not enough time. They hit him and forced that incompletion. They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down. Here's Wilson. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down.
They went with the dime look that time on defense, just flooded the field with defensive backs, blanketed everyone, took away all the passing angles, thus the incompletion.
This is away and a very good kick, angled for the sidelines. And for an offense that is struggling, this is not where you want to start from. Great punt.
Fantastic punt. And for all those who wonder, what do punters do during the course of practice each and every day? The best ones do what we just saw there. Work on positioning the football and helping their team.
He's going to take another shot here. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. So that changes things. Here's 1st and 10 all the way up at the 45. Working out of the gun, Cousins. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And this one is incomplete. We've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win.
He's got him in, complete. And he takes it all the way down to the 3. Every defensive staff harps on limiting explosive plays. Job not so well done there.
Yeah, they talk about it all the time. A lot harder to stop, though, isn't it? And when you think of an explosive play, most offensive staffs define them as passes of 20 or more yards and runs of 15 or more yards.
They went zooming past that number there. Here's Mostert. That's going to go as a loss of 7, and it'll set them back for 2nd down. This defense against the run, by the way, they're not top 5, but they are top 10.
So what's your philosophy here? Do you try and run the ball against a team that's pretty good against the run? What if you're a pretty good running team? If so, you might want to go ahead and run it anyway because that's your strength.
And my goodness, another interception. Picked off inside the 5. A big seam, and he might go all the way. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Eagles defense gets a pick-6 TD. This D wanting to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Welcome back now here in East Rutherford, where the 4th quarter will begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. Taken from about the 12. And he returns this to the 22. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And that last pick-6 may have been the backbreaker as they now face a 3-score deficit in the 4th quarter. They need points quickly. Going deep downfield for Ross. And now here is another interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Sanders here as they run out of the gun. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7.
Pressure comes, and Wilson's going to go down. Levante David able to record his 5th sack of the season. I don't know what else can be said about this pass rush. They have been sensational. CD, that is now 6 sacks for them.
And how many times do we talk to offensive coordinators and they say a sack is a result of everyone on offense not doing their job? But let's be honest about this one. This is the offensive line unable to counter the pass rush. They've been teeing off all game long.
And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A real letdown defensively. That was third and a bundle, but they allow the conversion. On first down, it's Burke. And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23. Run blitz there defensively, something we might see more of here in the fourth quarter.
I think we'll see a lot of it, and the difference between that and a pass blitz, you're trying to get to the quarterback. You're trying to scheme someone open who will get to the QB and make sure he gets on the ground. And
it's intercepted at the goal line. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants are going to get the football here as he gets this up past the 20-yard line. Gosh, you add up last week and this week now. That's 9 interceptions in this two-game stretch, and we're not done here.
It's almost as if they can't even believe their eyes. Or maybe, partner, is the confidence level in him so high that they believe he'll get out of it and make plays for them to win a game.
Well, they've said they believe in him. That's being tested right here. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Here's 2nd and 10. Here's Cousins. He'll swing this out to Mostert. He'll get only 3 there, so it leaves him with a 3rd and 7 ahead. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give him that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Hey, we're good, we're good.
On 3rd down, Cousins. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Avonte Maddox. The number 7 usually lucky here, not for him. 7 picks he's thrown in this game. That's only happened 6 times since 1960.
And I know that the most recent time it happened, the guy who threw him, he had won a Heisman Trophy in college, so sometimes you just have a lousy game. Doesn't necessarily mean it's a bad career, but when you're talking about one game, 7, you're right, not lucky at all.
Yeah, Ty Detmer the last to do it in 2001 to throw 7 picks. 6 yards left on 2nd down. Another run here with Sanders. Broke through some contact, but unable to reach the 40.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
And this is caught inside the 5. Touchdown. A great play there. With his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Eagles look like they're about to put an end to their 2-game losing streak as they add on to their lead. Elliott on for the extra point. And the lead is now an even 30. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This is Jakeem Grant. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
At their own 29-yard line.
The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. On play action, Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he'll bring it back to the 9-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
You'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. The defense gets him the ball via the turnover. Now can this offense cash in? First and goal. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. They seemingly just continue to score at will. And as great as it's been for the offense, you got to feel for that defense down there.
I love how you use the word will, because both teams came into the game with the will to win. But one team has obviously imposed its will on the other and broken them. Because what we're seeing right now, wow, that's a defense that's in tatters after what they faced in this ball game.